Warning, this video is intended for audience who are 13 or older. If you are not 13 or older, please fuck off and tell your parents to moderate what you watch online. Well, William, hey, we're back.
Yeah, are we?
Yeah.
I don't think we are.
But hey,
Where did we go?
It turns out that if you spent the last 2,000 years gaslighting everyone, right? People would not like it, right?
Yeah. I mean, they're gonna think one thing, and and then you're like, no, it's actually not that, haha, and they're gonna get pissed off at you, you know? Especially when you're like, sorry, I gaslit you. It's like, what the fuck? That's it? I'm going to start a war with another nation.
Man.
Or a whole nother species. I'm gonna start a race war.
Oh man, it's crazy how one little if you just gaslight enough people, you could just start a race war from lies, right?
I'm curious. I wonder. Actually, isn't that just American history?
What? I don't know what you're talking about. Hey, in Big Guy, in Big Guy and Rusty the Water Robot, hey, there is no racism, all right?
Yeah, it's just what? Robots and American patriotism?
That's right. The only thing that Joe hates in that universe are robots, all right?
Wait, so there is a kind of racism in there then? Because you're telling me they hate robots.
Well, to be fair, the robots do want to kill the human race. To be fair, right?
Wait, okay? I know you're maybe 20 episodes into that show, but is there an actual reason as to why they want to kill just everyone?
Oh, because they want to build Robotopia. The robot became too sentient, and they're like, oh, well, we're gonna, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, so they're just like, man, I wonder what could make this world better for us. Oh, no humans. Well, might as well commit mass genocide.
Yeah. That is pretty much the robot's plan in Rusty and the Big Guy, and also occasionally aliens just randomly show up, and it's just basic everyday life at that point in that show. To the point where they're like, oh man, it's another alien. Damn.
Wait, so I guess we're gonna deal with aliens now, man.
Yeah, look, every episode they either fight aliens or they fight robots. All right, they don't fight anyone else, right?
Huh.
Right, Rusty and Big Guy only fights those two things. Humans, they don't fight humans, right? If the human transforms into an alien, then they'll fight it. If the human are piloting a robot, then they'll fight it. But if it's human crimes, murder, assassination, theft, carjackings, they don't do it. No, that's not our problem. Unless the problem involves a robot and or an alien, then they make it their problem, right? They're like, oh man, did he use a robot to carjack this old woman? Then we'll kill them, right? Also, that show is hey, so that's definitely a show that was made in the 90s. That show is super pro gun, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, considering the fact that you have a giant robot that's
man, if you watch the opening, there's one of Big Guy's
one-liners.
Yeah. If you watch the opening, there's one of Big Guy's special move is when he lifts his arms up and all these guns just appears out of his armpits, right? That is pretty much his finisher move, and it's the most impatient. He just starts shooting, like he does not just he's like, I don't fucking care, right? These bullets are gonna hit the monster, and if there are casualties involved, then they die for America. These are American bullets, right?
Jeez, oh my god. That's not. Oh my god. These casualties, they're in service of America. It's okay. It's to make America
dying
great.
For America, And if we're fighting on another planet, hey, these aliens should be lucky they're being killed by American bullets, alright?
Jeez, wait. So, hold on. Is it literally just the bullets can take care of the aliens? The aliens don't have any special alien weaponry that they can just use to fight against, normal ass bullets?
I mean, to be fair, they beat the shit out the alien and then they shoot them, right? They don't just come in guns a-blazing. That's stupid, right? You don't rush into a situation with your gun, try out and shoot random things. That's very irresponsible, right? For any person of power to do that, right? Yeah, for any Ontario force, right? Whose duty is to protect and serve, to just walk into a situation without the facts straight and then just start shooting, right? That's dumb. Right, that's right. That's irresponsible.
Yeah, we don't have any. Yeah, we don't have any real life examples of this happening because everyone is responsible with their guns here.
That's right.
Oh,
that's what the NRA tells me in their monthly newsletter that they sent me.
Oh my god, dude! Actually, are you? I know you're. It's a bit here, but have you ever actually signed up and see what they actually
Boy,
say?
man,
in,
someone
like, in
signed me
an
up for
email?
the NRA. So one day I just got an NRA newsletter. I was like, what the fuck is this? And so for the fun of it, I'm just gonna keep subscribing and see what happens. I'm gonna see what they sent me every month. Hey, a lot of gun stuff. It turns out. It just turns out we just need to give everyone guns, all right? Right, and that Joe Biden is trying to take away my guns, This pamphlet tells me so much. I'm learning so much from this NRA pamphlet they sent me,
Wait, are they actually like attacking like the current president right
Of
now?
course, that's the whole point.
No, yeah, no, I'm just kind of like I was just wondering if they just straight up called him out, or they was like subtly veiled.
You know that fire? If we shot the fire, we would have stopped that fire, all right?
That's a bit, right? Because I can no longer tell with the real world anymore. Because it feels like everything that's happening in the real world is a bit. That's a bit, though, right? Like fictional bit.
Sure. Yeah, sure. Why not? Yeah, let's go with bit. All right. Yeah.
Don't say it like that. You're gonna make me think
just because
that's
you don't keep up in real world events, right? That's not me, Right.
Okay. All right. Fine. I'll go ahead and enter NRA. That's not R. Forest. God damn it. It'd be easier if I could just look at my fucking keyboard, but I'm too lazy to do that.
What do you mean? Right there?
No, I have my chair leaned back
God.
now, and I don't want to get up because I'm in a relaxed mode, so I'm not gonna do that. Fire. Okay, NRA, forest fire.
Man, I don't know where you got forest fire. I never said forest fire. I just said fire, right?
Okay. Fire. I literally get nothing if I put NRA and fire.
Hey, take out the NRA and put fire instead.
That's what I typed, NRA and fire.
No, take out the NRA and put in fire. Just put fire,
Yeah, just put in fire.
Yeah.
Let's see what pops up when it's just fire.
Yeah. Try to see what weird world event that's been happening right now with fire.
York fire burning in California and Nevada is now 93% contained. You mean this one?
Yeah,
You mean the recent thing that's happened?
Okay, yeah.
No, this is August 6th. What am I saying? Wait, okay. Now I'm not even gonna bother looking this up anymore. I've given up. They're not giving me any solid searches. Anyway.
All right.
How much time have we wasted so far? 9 minutes. Okay,
I don't know.
Go.
Look. I'm just saying. They could have stopped. They could have stopped Desnarok if they just shot Desnarok. Right? Like, look.
That's fair. I'm not gonna disagree with that, but I mean,
and they had big guy in the show, all the problems would have been solved, right?
I mean, technically, we do have a big guy that ends up coming up in this episode,
Boy, man,
so,
this episode is fucking insane. Oh, by the way, also, whenever they go to another country, they just talk about how great America is, by the way. After they save the local people, you just been saved by an American robot. Tell that to your country. Tell that to your
Tell that to your foreign country that we've come into, I guess, save. I guess democracy has saved the world yet again.
It's fucking crazy how it's like so fucking pro-America. It's insane. Like the big guy, like the worst part is only the big guy robot talks about how great America is. Everyone else is just the person that lives there. Like, yeah. Like, all big guys are just stupid American one-liners. He's like, oh man, hey, I'm gonna swing this back like Jackie, right? Like stuff like that. Like, all he does is just make reference to America, and that's it, and everything.
Oh my god. That's so fucking...
The show is so fucking insane. Because no one else, right? Because the big guy's supposed to be like a persona, right? Because it's probably by humor, but the humor part is just like, it's just a guy. He's like, yeah, look, man, I just read the script they give me for the robot, right? But then the pilot is just like, he's just like an average, he's just like, I'm an American, and that's it. But when he's in the robot and he has to pretend to be big guy, he turns it up to like 300%. It's insane. How nearly everything he says is just so fucking, it's so fucking pro pro-American and one I couldn't believe it how fucking insane. Like it reached the point where I was like, man, I should unironically just do download every single fucking episode and just make a compilation of all of Big Guy's fucking American one-liner. That's how fucking insane this character, the Big Guy robot is. Like, no one else in this show is pro-American. I mean, people are pro-American, but like, because they live in America. But the Big Guy robot's like, hey, boy, look, there's only three letters I know, and it's USA, you know, right? Any other letter is a communist letter for me, you know, right?
No, he doesn't.
I mean, if he doesn't say it's a communist, but that's pretty much his entire persona. Like, it's crazy how fucking American this robot is. It's so fucking funny.
Oh my God. Hold on, are we doing the intro now? Because I'm not gonna lie, like what do you mean?
I just want to talk about how fucking great Big Guy and Rusty the Boy Robot. Hey, stay tuned next week for the start of our new podcast, the Big Guy Cast. You know.
Oh my God, the Big Guy Cast.
Hey, because fuck Rusty. Hey, Rusty the Robot, unironically, worst part of that show. If there was just a show with Big Guy, I would 100% watch the shit out of it, you know? Fuck Rusty the Boy Robot. I fucking hate this stupid Astro Boy ripoff wannabe. Fuck this character.
He can't be that bad, dude.
Oh man, he's pretty fucking bad. He's a robot that's only like 8 years old or something, like, or they put like the mind of an 8-year-old or some shit. Like he's a child robot, so he's still learning, right? And everything, and he causes a lot of problems in the show, you know, right?
Oh, so he's like 90% of the problems in the show.
Oh yeah, unironically, yes.
Jeez,
There's an episode. There's an episode where he straight up builds a nuclear weapon.
What?
And he's not aware that's a nuclear weapon. He's like, yeah, I built this thing, you know. Right?
Oh, and then he's like, maybe you shouldn't have built that thing. He's like, no, I wanted to build the thing, and then the thing does something. He's like, oh no, unintended consequences of the thing I built.
Well, bad parenting, you know, right?
Wait, he's a robot, right? Does he? I mean, I know.
I mean, he treats his creator as his mother, you know, right?
Oh, okay, all right. Hold on, I'm trying to find a way to bring us back into the show that we're actually supposed to be reviewing right now.
We are talking about the show. We're talking about Big Guy and Rusty the Boy Robot.
Oh my God, no, no. If we do that, it's gonna be like 50 minutes or something before we end up. Even then, it's not even probably gonna be 50 because I haven't even seen the show. I haven't even seen the show, dude. Oh my God. Anyway,
I'm not gonna. This show is actually quite addicting. I fucking love every episode so far.
Is it only like 26 episodes? They only had the one season.
Yeah, it is 2 seasons for some reason. Season 1 is only the first 6 episodes for some reason. Doesn't make a lot of sense, right? For a production because normally you would do 13-13, right? Like normal shows would do it, right?
Yeah.
But for some reason, season 1 is only the first 6 episodes, and then season 2 is the last 20.
That's weird, dude. I don't. What happened with the? No, okay. I'm not gonna look it up. I'm not gonna get into it because we need to talk about fucking King-Ohger here, okay?
Yeah.
We need to talk about it. It's legit been 15 minutes, Austin. We're not making this cold open any longer than it has to be.
What? We can make it long. We can make it as long as is needed to get all the 20 people to pilot God King-Ohger.
Oh God, dude. This episode's fucking insane just because of that shit.
This episode was really stretching. I had no idea who half of these fucking characters were. They were really looking for people in this show.
Yeah, I mean, well, the thing is, at least some of them, like, the thing is, some of them are familiar, especially with, like, Yanma and Himeno, since we get, like, the most screen time with them, for the most part, I think. Well, actually, there's Bobowski, too. There's Rita. No, I mean, I think we actually know most of these characters. It's just, I think the only one that's kind of vague in my mind, in terms of appearances, is probably just, like, the head maid that,
Oh, no, I had no idea who the fuck that guy.
She showed up, like, maybe once, I think, if you were paying attention.
I thought she was just a background character. I was like, oh, you were part of the team this entire time. Oh, man. Man, I wish someone told me that. I only ordered 19.
Yeah.
I only bought 19 cupcakes for celebration. Man.
19
Yeah, boy. I specifically told the baker. The baker asked me, "Do you want the 20th cupcake for free?" I was like, "Nah, that's too much. I only need 19 because there's 19 of us."
It's like, oh no, now there's a 20th person. I had the chance. Now could I have known? Also, who would reject a free 20th cupcake, dude?
Oh man.
Come on. No one would do that. They would take the fucking cupcake. I would take the fucking cupcake.
Mhm. Yeah.
But anyway, before we get into the robot and anything else, I guess I don't know if you're gonna do the intro anymore.
What
I can
intro?
just be lazy and just.
Hey, like this episode, we're just gonna go right into it, right? There's no time.
Oh. Okay. All right. Sure. All right. Yeah. There wasn't time because we spent like 15 minutes talking about another show that's unrelated to this show.
Hey, for the audience, hey, stop whatever you're doing now and just go watch Big Guy and Rusty the Boy Robot. All right. Fuck this podcast.
I mean, well, not a lot of people, I guess watch this. I suppose. I mean, maybe 100 at most. I think. So I mean, I think it'd be safe to say it's on YouTube.
So Rusty, okay, last thing. Okay, this is the last thing I'm gonna say about Big Guy and Rusty the Boy Robot. All right.
Okay.
It's based on a comic strip, right? It's based on a comic series that was written by Frank Miller, by the way. Frank Miller made Big Guy and Rusty the Boy Robot.
I'm sorry, what? You mean the guy who wrote the one of the darkest, grittiest Batman stories ever?
Yeah.
Like Dark Knight Returns, right?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, the man who made Sin City.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
No way.
It's
no.
even in the fucking generated thumbnail. It's like the first line. the big guy and Rusty.
The big guy by Frank. What? What? That's actually the most insane thing to me. What the fuck? You kidding me? Frank Miller of all people? Like this man made he worked on Daredevil. That's like
See,
what?
The best part is when I was watching the show, right? For some reason, the guy that upscaled episode 1 skipped the intro, right? So I didn't get the intro, so the intro didn't come to episode 2, and then I watched the intro, right? And then that's why Frank Miller's name just showed. I was like, what the fuck? I had yeah.
What the fuck? This man literally made Dark Knight Returns. He worked on Daredevil. He created Sin City and 300. And this man wrote this?
Yeah.
He wrote Big Guy and Rusty the Boy Robot?
Mm-hmm.
That is the most insane thing to me. That is like such a wild change of genre. Like everything else, I'm like, yeah, that's Frank Miller, all right. Then you tell me this, I'm like, that is so. I don't understand why he made. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like from what I'm hearing, it's a fun concept and stuff. But I'm just kind of surprised that he did something that's like, more for like children or something. It's wild to me. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Jeez. Okay. Anyway.
He wrote
into
Big Guy, just like how we have to write how we could find 20 people to pilot the fucking god King-Ohger.
Yeah, I know. Also, like, we had a big robot, and then decided to like put that big robot onto another robot.
Also, I like how the head assistant guy was like, oh, we have to create a new guardian spirit, right? I was like, I don't think this really counts as you creating a new guardian. You're just combining all the other guardian spirit, right? I don't think this really counts as you making like an.
Yeah. Also, I was kind of like.
This is like a real stretch, This is like turning in your project, but you're writing, but all you did was wrote a new ending, and that's it. Right.
Well, I feel like it's more like you had two different stories and you just combined the both of them into your the most wild fan fiction you've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
Like crossover fan fiction. That's just kind of how it reads to me.
Right. This is like, boy, this is a real stretch. I was like, all right. Are you guys gonna go find a new robot or actually build a new right now? We're just gonna combine all the other robots together. I was like, oh, okay, sure, why not? I guess, sure.
Yeah, I mean, if there was like Because for one, I mean, it's not like they're creating an actual new guardian spirit. Because to my understanding, it's just like, at least just by supposition or not supposition. What's the word I'm looking for? Like tangentially, I think it's the word I'm looking for. It always seemed to me like these machines were either already there, or somebody created the machines and then spirits were put in there or something so they can do like mess around with the physical world or something. I mean, this is just like theories that I just kind of had while watching the show, but like. And so I'm like, create a new guardian spirit. Does that mean you're gonna find like some random god spirit that's out there and put him into a robot or something? But no, they're just combining.
This is like a real stretch. I'm like when they said that. Oh, we have to build a new world. Oh, man, you guys are just building a new robot, man. Don't fucking say you're building a new guardian spirit. This is not. Yeah, boy, this is not it. You know, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's not really a new guardian spirit, but I mean, you know, we got a big ass robot at the end, so I guess that's fine. But we also but you know, they're like, we need to get 20 pilots. We only have like the 6 of us here. It's not going to be enough, for whatever reason. But I mean, I like why they did it, because you know the lesson they have is like, oh, you know, we work together to defend the kingdom, that kind of thing, blah blah blah. But here, oh shoot, I mean, like, and so basically they're like, we had to find the other 20. And we had to go ahead and basically the sword will choose who is, you know, going to be the pilot. But before any of that happens, you get Jeremy. Look, well, something happens out in the background. Jeremy Burmy's like, huh. I think I hear violence in the distance. I should go check it out, you know. And then you find like the Bugnarok are in Sugar Dam again. And so when that happens, you get what was his name again? Let me go ahead and listen. Where is his name? I think it was Girajim. Basically the camo bug at this point. He just kind of comes in and basically like, hey, okay, by the way, I'm also just gonna suddenly switch sides and be all like, well, you know, I think, you know, humanity kind of sucks, so I'm going to go ahead and bring these Bugnarok with me and just wreak havoc. And, you know, Jeremy Bearimy during this point is just kind of like, earlier on in the episode, he was just like, I kind of caused this fight to begin with.
Yeah,
because I'm a very, very bad writer, and now I had to face the consequences of my actions
look,
by fighting the guy who joined me.
It is the consequences of my action, you know, right? Yeah. It turns out that, hey, the reason why the Bugnarks are so angry about the racism against them is I wrote that everyone should be racist against them, you know? Right? Whoops. Wasn't expecting that people would actually be racist if I said, if I told people to be racist, you know, right?
Yeah, and so it's like, man, I didn't think racism would have consequences, but here we are, I guess. And so, I mean, Girajim comes out and is just like, brings up a bunch of Bugnarok and they're gonna fight. And, you know, then the opening happens, whatever. Also, I do just want to make a brief mention of it, but like, that little quick shot of, you know, Bearimy Jeremy in his outfit when he transforms into his Sentai form. And then goes in to attack is it Girajim or something like that? No, like is it pronounced Girajim?
Yes. Oh, you mean the fucking water mantis fucking
the
guy,
bug that's
right?
with Jeremy Bearimy.
The guy that we keep forgetting to exist within the show, right?
Yeah. I mean, you know, he suddenly comes out and then but yeah, like that. I just want to mention that shot of him like heading over towards Girajim, that color shot. I just want to say that's pretty sick. I'm not gonna lie. It just looks.
Oh yeah,
really
the whole
good.
sequence where he runs up.
You know,
yeah,
just
yeah,
him,
yeah.
like having.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. When he do the still image, right? Yeah, that was really good. Yeah.
Yeah. And so you know, Girajim and Jeremy Bearimy are fighting, and so you know. Girajim is basically doing this whole thing where he's just confronting Jeremy about like essentially saying, look, your ideals are great and all, but you kind of lack the commitment to do anything about it. You know, you just kind of been like you know, trying to make peace, but you can't just be wishy-washy about it. You have to be firm in your beliefs and actually go for it and not let anybody walk all over you. basically he's just saying, look, don't let Death Noir push you around. If you want peace to happen, you gotta actually like commit to it and um, do things that other people can't do because you're the one who has to do it to bring about your dream because no one else is gonna do it for you. That kind of thing. And so he's just like, dude, just fucking commit to being a king. Being a king means you have to rule over the people and protect them by any means necessary, dude. That also means eliminating your enemies, even if you wish they were on the same side as you. But if they refuse, then you kind of have to. It's just gonna end up being a fight. So that was fine and all. I don't know if I like. Well, the thing is, I like this scene of them kind of like talking it over. But I feel like this whole thing with Jeremy Bearimy and Girojim and Jeremy Bearimy's commitment to being king, it's kind of like resolved in like the first 5-6 minutes. Like, don't get me wrong, it's been built up. And this is kind of like a bit of a side story, but I feel like this whole thing has a lot of content where it could have been expounded upon in his own episode, which is kind of like, I would have actually liked that, but I mean, they tie it up pretty well, I suppose, but it's just, again, I feel like this deserved a lot.
Yeah, hey, man, look, hey, look, Jeremy Bearimy should just take like a sabbatical for like a few years, get his thoughts figure out and everything, right? He just take a little break, all right, come back after like maybe 2 years, or something, right?
Or if anything, like he could just take a nap for 200 years and then see what happens, It's like, okay, I've got my shit down together, time to go back, and then guess what? Another race war happens. Probably. But who knows?
Yeah.
But we also find out that through this way, because once they kind of Girojim and Jeremy Bearimy, once they kind of hash out their differences and what, like, Girojim was like, hey, be a fucking king. He's like, all right, yeah, sure. By the way, be my retainer, guy.
You're like, boy, is that? Are you guys still not friends or something? I was like, I did not realize they were still not like friends or whatever the fuck, and that he's just been.
No, I mean.
Right,
they're friends, but it's
became never... his loyal servant when he says, "Oh yeah, I decide that I let you live. All right, you're now mine. I own your life." Right? I thought Jeremy already took over Gojira, whatever the fuck's life, right? Since the episode they were together, I was like, I guess they weren't friends this entire time.
No, they were friends. It's just more or less the fact that Girojim follows Jeremy Bearimy, but at this point it's more of a fact that
it's official now. Yes. Look, hey,
it's
like when you find a dog, right? But you can't adopt it right away. You gotta wait like 2 weeks or something to make sure that the previous owner doesn't claim it before you can officially own the dog. You think that's what it's like?
Okay, sure. That's exactly how it is. No, I mean the thing is, it's more like this. He finds a guy like, all right, you can come live in my house for a little bit, and he lives in there. He's like, all right, time to get you a job, and then he gets him the job. That's basically what happened here. It's like, oh, here, you're homeless. I gave you some food and clothes. All right, you work for me now. You're gonna actually be on a payroll of 10
that's
cents.
Right.
Don't worry about it.
Hey, look, I'm giving you a house. I'm giving you a house to live on. It is just on company's property and everything, right? Right? Hey, I'm calling. I'm gonna call this Disneyland Estate. Right?
I was thinking more of the fact that with more what do you call them? I think they were called coal towns or something. You know how coal miners or coal companies, they used to have. I was like, oh yeah, you're our employee, but you can go ahead and live on this property that we own. Also, we're gonna pay you in money that we essentially decide the value of, so that way you can barely afford to live here, and you have to work extra long hours to even be able to keep the lights on.
Yeah.
That's where I thought this was going.
I was going exactly because I think Walt Disney actually did this exact same thing in the early 50s as well, when he was making Disney World or whatever the fuck.
Did he really?
I'm pretty sure he did. And it doesn't sound out of character for him, right?
Yeah, to be fair, it really doesn't, considering Disney's history. Well, I mean, Disney's history is also kind of bad, but Walt Disney, yeah, also as well. But anyway, I think but Girajim finds out, or not Girajim, Jeremy Barron, who basically, in choosing Girajim as a retainer, you find out that the sword will light up whenever they have to choose
Sure,
somebody for,
I guess so. I guess that's
for
the
a
thing.
pilot.
I didn't know that was a thing before. Sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's a thing now, so whatever. But I guess it's because, I mean, here's my thing, right? Because they're like, okay, we have to create a new guardian spirit, and this sword will be able to actually choose who actually join or will actually pilot the shoe gods. But my thing is, it's like, this is a function of the sword that's already there. So this has already probably happened at some point before, So
Right.
I'm just saying here, like, for one, because for this to make sense, like, plot wise, it would have to be like somebody's probably already done this before, and this was a function they just kind of rediscovered it without knowing. And so personally, I kind of hope that's the case, because I hope this goes into the more ancient history thing where even Jeremy Barry has no idea what the fuck
everyone
it's about.
should just take a 2-year break to learn more about that stuff. They should do some studies. Right. They should do some study. They should not only should they study the ground, they should probably study the stars. Right? Who knows what's out in space? Like anyone could come from space and visit them at any point. Right? Hey, right? Get like a meeting in front of Congress and everything to ask about that. Right after this, right?
Okay,
Right?
I feel like I'm missing some news now that you're making a reference to, and I have no idea what the fuck it's about.
I don't know what you're talking about, William. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just
Well,
saying.
I legit don't know what you're talking about either, so this doesn't help me at all.
Oh, I never said anything, so, right?
Oh, yeah, you weren't implying anything.
I was never implying anything.
Sure.
Yeah, exactly. Uh-huh.
Sure. Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna wait for that news article to pop up at some point. But, I mean, by this point, everyone kind of realizes, oh, so this is how we choose people to go ahead and pilot them. And so, from this point onwards, we start getting, like, cutting from Yama to Himeno to
just all of them
Rita,
getting their retainers and everything, right?
Yeah, and then we actually get some names for some of the characters now, the side characters that kind of only appeared very briefly. Well, not for Yanma. I mean, we do have, and I keep forgetting his name, Blue Boy, whatever. I mean, Blue Boy is obviously, like, a co-pilot. And we also have, like, the three other
the one that
hackers.
Tariq said should stay away, the one Tariq calls should stay away from elementary schools, right?
Yeah, so he's a co-pilot, and then we also have, like, the three other hackers, which, if you pay attention to the show, you just kind of know who they are. I mean, they don't have names, but, like, they're colorful enough that they pop up, and so they start, like, they join in being co-pilots, and then you also get Himeno. Well, at least with Himeno, you get some actual names, especially for, like, the head nurse, who did show up for, like, maybe, like, or had some focus for, like, 2 episodes. I think her name was, like, Elegance Morn? Yeah, we have Elegance Morn, we have the head maid, Cleo Urbanus, and then we just have Sebastian. So they're basically going to be pilots, too.
Yeah. These are characters that apparently have been relevant this entire time for us. So I was like, yeah, sure, why not? Yeah.
I mean, like for me personally, I do like that the fact that, like, because the thing is, these side characters do make appearances and they do stand out amongst, like, the other supporting cast, like, enough that, like, they're placed some importance, at least in terms of each kingdom, even though they're not really focused on. But it is nice to excuse me, to essentially, like, reintroduce them, have them actually participate in the plot, and
actually make them be relevant, right?
Importance. Yeah, rather than just them being there and then having no importance whatsoever. It's really nice to see that, especially with I mean, there's also Babowski and with, I think his name is what was it, Kuroda or something like that. And Babowski's sister, whose name is honestly right now kind of
Suzume.
Yeah, Suzume. So, those are the co-pilots for Babowski, and for Rita, it's just like the one retainer.
Yeah, because Rita doesn't have any friends more. Hey, if given the opportunity, Rita would have brought out Muffet and like, yes, this is my retainer, the giant plush. I have by law made the giant plush my retainer, and there is nothing you can do about it, right?
Dude, honestly, I would have laughed so fucking hard if the sword actually chose Mofun as like
Oh
a
my god, that would
co-pilot.
be
Can you just imagine Mofun like with like the fucking like in the
having
mech with the little arms
with the
around him?
stupid like skeleton, the exoskeleton just over it, right?
No, here's my thing. But the thing is, if we acknowledge Mofun as just a plush, right, and he's still chosen, Rita would still have to go ahead and get her retainer to go ahead and actually move Mofun around so that it be able to actually operate properly. Honestly, I think that would be fucking hilarious.
Just put the giant Mofun plush in and that's it, right? And don't ever acknowledge it, right? Just act everything as normal, right? That's it, right? Just don't do anything else.
Yeah, for sure. That'd be fucking great. Like, I would love if there was an action like where they had to swing the sword, and it just cuts to Mofun doing like legit nothing,
yeah, right?
and yet the sword still swings anyway, dude. Oh my god, that'd be fucking great. I would fucking love it if they did that. I mean, of course they don't, which is fine, because you have each king and queen essentially just asking like a lot of their people, and most of them are just like. Yeah, we like Yama's like okay, come on you guys, let's just get the job done. Himeno was like, well, I'm gonna ask a lot of you. You good with that? Like, yeah, sure.
And then Gira as Duga and the assistant character was like, boy, I think you know this guy for like 2 days at most, right? And you're already putting him in like a high position of power. But I understand he's the one that came up with God King-Ohger, but boy, man, you don't want to ask anyone else, to be your retainer, right? Hey, maybe the people that watch you in the foster home since you were a kid as your most trusted people, but like, right? I guess Duga makes sense because he is the king's retainer or whatever the fuck. All right.
Yeah, I mean, well,
yeah, but actually the
I mean,
assistant character was like, boy, man, Gary, you're really just picking you. You might as well just went out in the street and point to a random person and says, peasants, what day is it? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You are now my retainer. I have chosen you to pilot the god robots that we all worship,
It just like, get in the fucking robot, all right? This is my command as king. You get in the fucking robot and pilot it right now.
Yeah.
I mean, technically that's what well, not technically. I mean, well, for one, like honestly, I don't know. I mean, I guess they're placing some importance on the kid. I don't quite know why.
Oh, what you mean with the lab assistant guy?
No, not the lab assistant guy. Like the Gira. That kid that he took care of in the orphanage.
Yeah, no, just those. They're just 2 homeless kids he becomes friends with, right? Those like the
no,
only...
yeah, like I mean, if anything, like I understand what they're doing with the kid because he's kind of like the legacy that Gira is kind of like building up as he is king, on his journey to being king or the king that he wants to be. But honestly, I kind of like thought it would have been his childhood friend. I don't remember her name.
Is it what? Is it the other girl? Right? What other childhood friend is there?
The girl is what I'm saying.
Yeah, just the other girl. Yeah.
Because there's the girl and the little kid. But like, thing is, I would have figured he would have chose like mainly because like we barely get anything of her, and they do place some manner of importance, especially when she's kind of like walking. Like I still remember that scene where Gira was kind of like sneaking into like Shugodam to rescue Babowski's sister, and then you had that brief scene of like her being really sad, and then Gira overhearing it. And so I kind of figured they bring her back in some way to kind of like really expound on that. But and I mean she's just kind of there,
right?
And they place more importance on the kid. And again, I get it because it's the whole legacy of the king, that kind of thing. And that kind of kingdom that he wishes to create.
Right. Boy, hey, do you think the reason why Gira chose both kids and you guys, boy, hey, what if you cannot lift up this robot? But if each of you hold the other parts, you can probably lift up the robot. That's why I need 2 kids. Normally I would just only need 1 kid, but I guess I need 2 kids for this. Right?
Yeah, exactly. And so, I mean, I was just kind of like expecting some more importance on her. This is what I would have liked a lot more because they place some importance on her, but it's not really like explored enough with Gira and her. I mean, they're doing some stuff with the kid, but again, that's fine. But that's just a kind of like a minor gripe with me with this show right now, or at least this
Mhm.
episode in general, really. Aside from that, though, I mean, everyone else has basically gotten most of their pilots for except for Gira, because he has like one that he needs to go ahead and get, but he hesitates because he knows who it's gonna be, and it's gonna be the kid that he was basically protecting since forever. And so he's like, man, I don't know if I want to put this kid in a life-threatening situation.
It's fine, you know.
You
Hey,
know,
hey,
which is
as
totally
a
reasonable.
king, the first thing that the servant should do is serve me, right? Doesn't matter at what age they are. They need to know that I need them, right? As the king, it is their duty to serve me, right? That's it.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing really stopping him from creating child labor laws, or like, well,
Yeah, I
actually
don't.
making sure they don't exist in the first place. So,
I mean,
I
boy,
mean,
what
he's fair
can
to do
what,
whatever
what,
the
what,
fuck he
what,
wants.
and look, the only law Gira has is look, you have to serve me, and that's it.
Yeah, pretty much. And but basically everyone, where were we? Everyone comes in with their pilots. Gira knows the one that he needs last, but he's not. He's kind of hesitant over it. And everyone kind of comes in and is like, man, it would have been nice if we had like the one other pilot that we need. Otherwise, our odds of like finishing this are just 50-50. And so basically, I mean, Gira takes a moment to basically transform into his and I keep forgetting like what is that name?
King,
Just
King Kuaga Oger form is what they
King
call.
Kawaga Oger, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so he does that, and he kind of makes to go ahead and attack the machines, which Kuwagata, I think it's Kuwagata,
Yeah, it's
actually
Kuaga. Yeah,
stops.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so everyone's kind of like, "What the fuck are you trying to do?" And then he just basically, again, everyone doesn't communicate. They just make an action, and then they
Oh yeah,
communicate. I
and
mean,
it's
like,
almost like there's 20 people trying to fucking pilot a robot, you know, and everything they're saying is just overlapping with each other. Wait, hey, if you ever put 20 people in a room and try to
uh-huh.
tell them to coordinate, hey, it is not gonna work out. I will let you know that right now.
No, no, trust me. I'm aware of how people look. A person is smart. People are dumb. Okay, I'm aware of this. But yeah, so I mean, basically, he's like, "Hey, man, stop being so down. Even if we're down one pilot, don't let doubt get into your heart," kind of thing. And then he's
Hmm.
like, "You know what? Yeah, you're right, Gira." And then it's like, "All right, time to put the mech together." And then Gira's like, "Oh wait, hold on. I know where the other pilot is." And so it's kind of like at this point where we come back to like the two orphans and Gira.
Hmm.
They're doing their whole make believe thing again in the middle of the courtyard,
Yeah,
and then Gira,
as
basically
orphans
Gira
do,
comes in,
they
basically,
play in the street, right? Yeah.
yeah, exactly. But he's basically coming in and is
Oh,
like,
okay, okay,
okay,
oh,
I
you
had
got
to ask
nothing then.
something
Okay,
very
okay,
big
okay,
of
yeah,
you.
sure, sure, okay, I
I
thought you were
have
gonna.
to ask you, huh? What was I gonna say?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I thought you were gonna say something
No.
about orphans playing the streets. You know, right?
What do you mean? What was I
Uh,
going to say about orphans playing in the street?
don't worry about it. Okay, never mind. Yeah, hey, look, everyone plays the fucking robot,
Okay.
and this is a giant fucking mess, right? I fucking hate this thing. This thing is so fucking
No, yeah,
ugly.
the mech is so dumb. I don't
It's
like
so
it at all.
fucking
It's just
ugly.
so
Also, by
bulky
the
and
way,
unwieldy.
so the kids pilot the ant. They pilot God Ant, which is really ironic and funny, right? Because a certain subsite that I go to read stuff, right, every week, right, has been on like this whole
Uh-huh.
propaganda for like the last 2 weeks before this episode even aired, right? About them trying to, oh no, we believe in God Ant supremacy, right?
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it turns out Godhead was the most important one the entire time, you know. Right?
Yeah, sure. Sure it is. Uh-huh.
It's always
Yeah, I mean, sure, it,
it's
it it
always
gives the
been
super
Godhead,
final
you know.
move or whatever. Yeah, it's the fiery sword move. Sure, I get it.
It's
I
all because
guess.
of Godhead.
But
Without Godhead, that this God King-Ohger would be nothing, you know. That's what Godhead says when he goes home. Hey, remember, it's because of me that we were able to function as a team, you know, right?
yeah, sure. Godin was like everything else. It couldn't function without Godin. The one little thing that's on the fucking sword, dude.
Yeah, it's all
Which is
because of
fucking wild
me.
to me. Yeah, I swear to God though. I feel like I get like they're doing it to kind of place importance that everyone is important to the fight, which is again fine. You know, could have done something more of just God Ant being on the sword though, and him basically saying, okay, now we can hit the guy, But whatever. I mean, they form into the giant mech. Again, it doesn't look great. It just looks bulky. Like that's
this thing
honestly
is
just my.
so fucking ugly. And boy, man, look, man.
It's just so much.
Especially
It's just
when
way
they cut,
too much.
Especially when they cut to the scene of everyone, right? I think we see that 1904, right? Holy shit, this scene is a fucking mess. This is so fucking ugly. I fucking hate.
Because of everyone on the screen and everything. It's not great. Like
It's
again,
such a
I
giant
get it.
cluster. Holy shit.
I feel like it would have been better if they just did like quick cuts to each person when they're like about to do a move, and then I don't know, maybe have them like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like with how each character is positioned, you could have easily made it so that each one is kind of like line like in a row,
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like I think the easiest comparison that I can make on the top of my head in terms of a visual would be like and it's not entirely accurate. You've seen like Bohemian Rhapsody, like the music trailer,
Mm-hmm.
right? You know how like you have a scene of Freddie Mercury, and then like they'll kind of like do that whole there's his face, and then there's gonna be multiple copies of his face or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
When the song goes on.
Yeah.
I felt like that would have been a lot better if they did that with everybody else too, because otherwise it's just like. I understand it's a lot of characters and there's like all these grids and stuff, but it's so much, dude.
It's so fucking insane how much people are in it. It's fucking crazy.
No, yeah. And it's just kind of like it's too much visual information for me. If they had a way to kind of like they did this thing where they were cutting to other people like around like 9:10 to like 9:20 I think or 19:20
when they all do like this weird king speech. Oh no, that was good. I was insane. I love that.
Yeah.
But when they're reciting like the king speech, I was like, oh man, that was really good. That was really good. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm saying like in terms of visuals, that's a lot better than getting everybody to be on the screen. Like the way they did it before, like before they did the whole king speech, not great. Afterwards, yeah, that's fine. I'm like, why didn't you do this? Why didn't this happen? Let this happen, or at least something else, so that there's not a lot of visual like clutter, when everyone on screen. Because it's just so much, and it's just like I don't know what I'm trying to pay attention to.
Oh no, it is really obnoxious. Yeah.
Yeah, and so, I mean, aside from that, I mean, basically they go take the big ass robot, go down into the fucking core of the world, and in 79 seconds. Are able to basically go down.
Look, they go to where they go to the center of the earth, which happens to be a big hollow place, right? Thus confirming that in the world of King-Ohger, it is a hollow earth, right?
Yeah, hollow earth theory is real in King-Ohger, my guy.
Yeah, you're right. Hey, who knows what else could be hiding down there, There could be like an entirely different planet, where the dinosaurs are still alive, for some reason, and that these dinosaurs might one day invade the surface world and attack the King-Ohger after they have like a 2-year break of just loafing around or something, right?
You think the reason the dinosaurs will come back is because Jeremy just decides to take a nap in the hollow earth, but decides to write a quick story and is like, man, look at all these wonderful things. I might as well write a story again. There's gonna be no consequences to this, and he starts another race war with the dinosaurs against everybody else
against
on
the
top.
Bug? Oh man, that'll be fucking sick. Oh, there was a bug and dinosaur race war.
Dude, if it's 2 years, I'm gonna assume human and Bugnarok conflict is gonna be resolved and they live in peace because there's no other way they're gonna end this. But it's gonna be them against the dinosaurs.
That's such a random time frame for you to bring up, but sure, why not? Yeah, go with. Yeah, I'll follow along with you.
No, but all I'm saying is that if it's gonna be a race war, it's just gonna be like the dinosaurs against everybody else, Bugnarok and human included. That's all I'm saying, and it's gonna be Jeremy Bearamy's fault. It's going to happen, and it's not going to be great. Jeremy Bearimy is going to be responsible for 300 years of conflict with just that one story.
Yeah. So beat the shit out of Bugnarok, and there you go, bro. There you say he's gone.
Yeah. I mean, I legit thought because the thing is they defeat him pretty quickly. There's not a lot of runtime in this episode anyway. They did a whole finisher move. the kid being like, okay, now we can hit it, and like, okay, thanks, kid. We were gonna do that anyway. Woo! And then they basically defeat Defnarok.
Yep.
But like,
The most
with the way he
opposing
blew
villain.
up,
I'll start the. By the way, hey, there's a giant G. I don't understand why the fuck there's a giant G. Did you understand why they made a giant G?
it's because they called it God King-Ohger or something.
Boy,
like that.
that's right. They should have just made a giant K. They should have just set up a big K to Deathsnarok, right? As he's doing his big rant on how his people were oppressed and were racially brought down on Earth, the King Order was with a giant K, right?
Like, I get it, but honestly, I would have preferred if they did an L. Just give him a giant L and then have him lose.
That would be way more insane and funny. Holy shit, they did that.
It'd been amazing if
Yeah.
they did that.
Yeah, and so
But
our big bad of the season is gone. Yeah.
Sort of. Because, of course, right after he blows up, they show, oh yeah, he's still alive. For some reason. Somehow.
Yeah.
Even though they've kicked his ass so many fucking times,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I get it, especially because in the preview, they kind of just show Jeremy is going to go ahead and basically defeat Defnarok to go ahead and form a new kingdom.
Yeah,
he's
gonna come in and take over the. He's gonna be like, okay, now will you guys recognize me as a saint? Right?
Which is actually what's going to happen, from what I'm seeing in the preview,
Mm-hmm.
which is fine. But I want it to be where, like, the thing is, I want him to actually finally defeat Defnarok and do that. Because the thing is,
They can't defeat Deku because he's our main villain. He has to last us for another 24 episodes, right?
Dude, we know he's not gonna. Look, here's the thing.
I don't know.
If he does,
come back, He can come back,
but here's my thing.
Imagine, let's hypothetically say, he gets defeated, and 2 years randomly pass by, for some reason.
Why is it always 2 years with you? Oh my god.
I don't know. I'm just giving you a random time. 2 years seems like a good random time frame for stuff to happen.
Yeah, sure. 2 years seems like a perfectly reasonable time for something.
Yeah, right. Yeah. See, there's nothing wrong with 2 years. Yeah, let's just imagine after randomly 2 years, right? Right. Deathsnarok comes back with some friends. What if, let's say they launch him into outer space, and then he's just floating out in space, and he meets a bunch of weird kooky aliens, and just, hey, come to Earth and come to Terra and take over Terra. Right? That'd be crazy if something like that happens. Right?
Oh my god, you keep referencing these 2 years. I know I'm missing something. I'm just not quite getting it. God.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not referencing anything. I'm just saying stuff.
Okay, yeah, sure. I'll believe that when I'm dead. But, but yeah, I mean, here's my thing. Because next episode, it's gonna be clear, because it's just the way the story feels like it's gonna go. Jeremy's gonna be king of, the Bugnarok, and then they'll basically form, human Bugnarok peace relations. But what I want for them to do, if this is the case, is please just kill off Defnarok. Don't let him come back. Because I don't want to see him in another, unless they do something really interesting with him, I don't want to see him for another 20 episodes. But, because the thing is, it feels like they're gonna, right after this conflict is done, we're finally gonna focus on the fury of the gods and what caused that, and who basically caused that mass,
what do you mean? Deathsnarok has just been such an imposing villain for us, right? He's the big bad,
sure.
Yeah,
he's so imposing even after he's been kicked, his ass has been kicked for, 5 times now?
Hey, look, you know what they says, it only takes 20 losses before you have 1 win, right?
Yeah, sure, that's exactly the case, yeah. No, but that's the thing. I want the the story is going in directions where, man, I would have liked if this happened. And then it does happen, especially with, Jeremy being, half human, half bug, and then actually kind of exploring, well, sort of. They sort of explore it. The whole, the racism angle that they're kind of going for here. Mm-hmm. And then also, Jeremy also apparently caused a race war, which is fucking hilarious to me. But, I would like to see, basically them move on from Defnarok and then actually focus on, the fury of the gods and basically have that so, because you just know, the Bugnarok and humans are just going to have issues because of this lifelong conflict that they've had. Or, not even lifelong, a millennia-long conflict. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And so, And I would like for them to start like working towards peace, and they would show the issues of them trying to be at peace because like they don't like each other. Bugnarok and people, like humans, straight up do not like each other. Everyone else except for Jeremy Bearimy kind of just don't like the Bugnarok.
Yeah.
And so I want to see those issues pop up and how they resolve them. But I also think
Yeah,
that
yeah,
once that starts happening,
hey, look, it's like they always says, you can fix racism in 2 years, right? Give or take.
yeah, give or take. Yeah, give or take. But like, I
Mm-hmm.
want because it feels like they're gonna do that, and then like once things are coming to a head, they're probably gonna introduce the Fear of the Gods again,
Mm-hmm.
and then the guy behind it, or at least hint at it, and then basically have it so that everyone has to unite, even the Bugnarok, to basically fight against this threat. And in doing so, they'll basically form a lifelong peace. Because if you fight alongside somebody, you're gonna make friends because it's a life or death conflict. You kind of
That's right.
have to.
Look. Sometimes you just need everyone on Earth, right, when they're facing like an extra, some would say terrestrial threat, right? They gotta all join together, right? Because remember, like on
Right.
this day, right, we are no longer people of America, right? We are people of Earth, right? And today is the day that they will celebrate their Independence Day.
Son of a bitch! You son of a bitch! Oh, you motherfucker! I should have known! I should have known! It all started because of fucking what is that? What was that fucking thing? Big guy and Rusty Boy Robot?
Hey,
Yeah,
shut
it's
the
all
fuck
because
up.
of
Don't you dare shit talk Rusty. Don't you dare shit talk Big Guy, alright? Big Guy is the coolest motherfucker ever. Rusty the Boy, I don't give a fuck about Rusty. Rusty the Boy is actually the worst Hey, I would sacrifice Rusty the Boy Robot, right? I have only known Big Guy for 2 days, but if anything were to happen to him, I would kill everyone and then myself, alright?
oh my god. I cannot believe we went from a big guy then and then for you just start like, doing Independence Day. Why is this a thing? Why? I'm fucking tired. We've been recording for 58 minutes. I'm already fucking tired. Why? Oh my god.
Yeah, look, next episode looks like it is wrapping up this saga, right? Some would say this is a good season finisher, right, for them, right, to add with their big battle against Death the Rock, right?
Yeah. Honestly, it's weird. Because it's like it feels like we've had like 2 season endings, Like with
Mhm.
Gira being king and now with Death Rock basically losing. I felt
Mhm.
it's weird because I
Oh,
felt
two
like
seasons.
Gira
Oh, yeah,
being
that's
king.
crazy. Man, it would be crazy. But it's a good thing that King-Ohger is only one season, right? And that they can't do multiple seasons within a show, right?
Yes? I feel like you're referencing
I don't
something
know what you're
again and it's
talking
just
about.
like
Hey,
I
wait,
swear.
hey, let's hurry into this podcast. So I can go back to watching Rusty, Big Guy, and Rusty the Boy Robot, alright?
Oh, okay, yeah, alright, fine. We'll go ahead and put you back on your show. I guess we'll end it here.
Hey, stay tuned next week for the premiere of my new solo podcast, The Big Guy Cast, where every week I, by myself, will just talk about how great Big Guy is
Are you
and how
doing
much
an
I hate
intro as
Rusty.
the outro for this podcast, which we didn't even do an intro for yet? Are you really doing that? What the fuck? What? No, this is so backwards. This is such a backwards day for me. I have no idea what happened. I'm not getting any of the references you're making. You're doing like an intro for some fake podcast that's never going to happen. While we didn't do an intro for the podcast that we're legit recording right now, dude. What the What the fuck? I'm so fucking lost. I'm so
Hey,
I
you
can't
can't
anymore.
be lost, right? Cause we just finished talking about our weekly unnamed
Dude, I
tokusatsu
hate
podcast
you.
series.
I hate you
Ryan
so much.
who is
my
able
God.
to backtrack into creating the intro. And I drink every my friend Luke. That's you, Luke, a person who loves Rusty, the boy robot, as we
No, I
discuss
don't.
the latest Super Sentai, Ohsama Sentai King-Ohger. Hey, Luke, that was a good discussion on episode 25, War of the King and the People.
Okay, glad we got the title out the way. Good God. You know, I'm gonna go back to the only place where things make sense now. I'm going to fucking space, okay? I'll see you in 2 fucking years, Austin. Alright? That's what I'll fucking do.
All right. Right, hey, tell me how you feel about
Uh-huh.
episode 1 after this, after this recording.
Alright, yeah, well, I don't think I'll let you know on Sunday because I'll have time to, well, it's whatever, I'll let
All
you
right,
know.
sure, yeah, and afterwards you can tell me about how much you love Frank Miller as well.
I mean, if it's good, it's good, so
Hey,
I'll
man,
leave it
hey,
at that.
wait, this show is good. Well, this show is good, all right. I would not hype a show up this much if it wasn't that good, all right.
Alright, fair. I'll give you that, that's fair.
All right, that's it. All right, that's this week's video. All right, thanks for listening. Kate, thanks, bye. America doesn't have a king, all right.
You know, I mean, we can just overthrow the king, you know, and then make America again.
All right.
We can totally do that. Let's just go over to Britain right now and just overthrow the monarchy.
Oh man, there's an episode where they go back in time and the robot falls into British hands, right? The big guy robot, right?
Uh-huh.
Right, because the big guy robot has to be maneuvered by a pilot, but the Rusty robot is AI and he operates by himself, right? And that's all.
Uh-huh.
Hey, you should just watch the show. I'm talking too much about the show. You should watch the show. Yeah, I'm really.
Okay,
And
I'll
I'm
give
just
it a
very
watch at some
excited for Big Guy and Rusty the boy robot. All right.
Okay,
Also,
I'm glad to hear
Rusty is
that
voiced by
show.
Bobby Hill, by the way.
Really?
Yeah. The
Oh
voice
my
actress
God,
for
dude.
the voice actor for Bobby Hill voices Rusty, and you can tell at points where this is just the Bobby Hill voice. It's crazy how it's just the Bobby Hill voice.
It's just so wait, it's just Bobby Hill but robot? Is that literally all
Yes.
there is to it?
Yes.
Oh my God.